Mr. Gordon had scarcely reached his lodgings before the enormity of his discovery overtook him. For nearly a year, month upon month, he had exchanged letters with A. Latimer, marvelling at the nimble mind and spirited inquiry that had made each dispatch a welcome companion through long Aberdeen evenings. How, now that truth had been laid bare, could he not have seen it? The refined penmanship, the occasional elegance of phrasing, signs he had overlooked entirely. Yet none of these reflections troubled him so deeply as the brief, unmistakable hurt he had seen in Miss Latimer's eyes. That look had unsettled him all the way back to his lodgings. Had he offended her? Or, he felt a tightening in his chest, was she already promised elsewhere? That would explain the sorrow beneath her composure. Unable to sit with these thoughts, he rose and penned a swift note accepting Mr. Latimer's invitation to dine that evening. If chance favoured him, he might better understand the woman he had admired long before he had ever seen her face. But the Latimer parlour was pleasantly warm and bustling when he arrived. Guests gathered in small clusters, voices rising and falling in cheerful murmur. Through the flicker of candlelight, Mr. Gordon's eyes searched once, twice, then found her. Miss Ann Latimer stood near the fireplace, momentarily unoccupied. A gentle glow from the fire outlined her profile, lending her an air of contemplative quiet amidst the room's lively chatter. Her posture was graceful, but he noted, keenly, a faint tension in her shoulders. For a moment he hesitated, uncertain whether he had the right to disturb her composure. But his desire for clarity urged him forward. He approached with measured care. "Miss Latimer," he said softly. She turned, her expression perfectly polite, though something guarded lingered beneath the surface. "Mr. Gordon, I trust you are enjoying the evening." "I am," he replied, though his voice carried more truth than ease. "I hoped, however, to speak with you privately, only for a moment." She inclined her head, granting permission. He drew a breath. "I travelled to Milton with great anticipation. After nearly a year of correspondence, I believed I already knew my companion in letters. I expected to greet a friend." Her lashes lowered slightly. "I am sorry that the friend you anticipated does not exist." "On the contrary," he said at once, voice low and earnest, "your existence is a revelation I would not exchange for any expectation I held." She blinked, clearly startled by the sincerity of his tone, yet the faint doubt in her eyes remained. "I know the introduction must have surprised you," she murmured. "It did," he admitted, "but I am not sorry for it." He paused, choosing his words with care. "I fear I may have caused you distress earlier. If my reaction, or my ignorance, gave you any reason to believe I held your letters in lesser esteem, I beg your forgiveness. Your mind, your insight, they have been my greatest delight this past year." For a heartbeat, her reserve softened. A faint warmth touched her features. Hope or disbelief, he could not yet tell. But before either could speak again, a bright voice from the doorway interrupted them. "Dinner is served." A flurry of movement followed as guests began to pair off. Mr. Gordon turned instinctively, prepared to escort her in. But another young gentleman stepped forward with eager promptness. "Miss Latimer, may I have the honour?" Anne accepted with gracious composure, as propriety required. She offered Mr. Gordon a small, apologetic glance before allowing herself to be led away. He stood still for a moment longer, the glow of the fire warming his back, frustration and admiration mingling in equal measure. He had come closer to understanding her, but not yet close enough. The next morning dawned pale and still. Anne sat in the breakfast room, her tea cooling untouched, her thoughts returning in quiet loops to the fragments of conversation beside the fireplace. Her father entered with an unmistakably pleased expression. "My dear child," he began, "I have had a most unexpected caller this morning. Mr. Gordon of Aberdeen has asked my permission to court you." He paused, allowing the words to settle, his smile deepening as her eyes widened in astonishment. "Anne, what shall I reply?"